Alright, in this video I'm going to show you my clean out process. So these are my Harbor Freight double barrels. Got two of those. And my buddy Leo made me this custom homemade tumbler. And it holds two Rebel 17s and two Covington 12s. And that's pounds. And yes, it's really messy and muddy. I had a blowout and didn't do a good job cleaning it up, but that's for another day. This one's really cool. You can see the waterline banding there and how it formed. So we went through everything, and you see I'm okay with that level. It's a little low. You want to be about 3/4 full on these smaller barrels. And we had 3 pieces we're going to send through. Where normally I wouldn't send any, but it's my first time doing Cornelian, so I really want to see what it looks like. So it's more of an experiment. This batch I'm pretty excited about. This has some Amethyst and King Leopard Jasper from my buddy Sue at the Rock Club. Sue is awesome. I love her. She's a sister in Christ and she's very generous and kind. And she also gave me these 4 pieces of black Onyx. So those aren't going to be ready to go. This Amethyst probably needs another week or two. I've got a couple of smaller ones that I finished that came out pretty good, so I'm looking for a little bit more perfection on these. So some of these, try to get sunlight here. That one actually, I'm going to send a couple of these through and we'll see how they do. I think I might be ready. This is a pretty good representation of what I'm looking for. We got a nice flat side there. It looks shiny wet. That piece is pretty flat. That side's pretty flat. No major divots, so we're going to run that one through. That's kind of what I look for to say, hey, is it done? Of course, it's got rounded edges, so it's not going to cut and gouge into the other stones I'm going to be tumbling. The next bird we're looking at is Tiger's Eye. I hand selected each one of these pieces out of quartzite from a vendor. Some of these came out really good. I did run a few through on my last batch, if you saw that video, and the polish just wasn't quite right, so I think they need to be a little bit more perfect. Some of these wet are just fantastic. The chatoyancy on that one is great. That one is awesome. This one with the curvedness to it, that is just brilliant. This little guy I'm going to send through. It's hard to get a long one like that. That one just is so cool looking. We're going to try it. I'm not sure if it's ready. Now I know these have been tumbled at least 2 to 3 weeks also. This one has too big of a groove, too much stuff on top, so that's going to have to go back. With everything else in the strainer right now, these are a little bit too much imperfections. This piece is neat. It looks like it's deformed, but that's actually in the rock. Very small groove on there. I'm hoping this one comes out pretty good. That is so neat looking, especially on this side. Back to the issue of not having full barrels. We're going to call that close. The Cornelian's close. The Amethyst is half, and let's see how much left of the small tumbles. Okay, so on the fragments, we're about a half. So what I'm probably going to do is add some more of this stuff that Sue gave me and put some more of that in here. The thing is, you want to keep in mind as you're going to do any kind of tumbling is you need more than enough to fill the barrel, because as you replace and you lose material, you want to keep it at 3/4 full. You don't want to use grit in this stage. I made that mistake, or grit. You don't want to use ceramic media in this stage because it's just going to grind down to nothing. I made that mistake. Don't use ceramic media in stage 1 unless you just have the money and you don't have any other rocks to put in there. So lots of other videos about using pea gravel and other things to do besides not having the source rock. So we'll take the scraps that Sue gave me, put them in this barrel to get that full, and then I think I'm going to mix some fancy Jasper that also my buddy Sue gave me and put it in here. So everyone needs a friend like Sue. Now we're going to add water to the buckets just below the level of the rocks, and then we're going to add our 60/90 grit. Now this is where the experimentation comes in. A lot of people tell you 3 tablespoons, 3 teaspoons, 1 teaspoon and 1 tablespoon per pound. All really good starting advice. I say experiment with it. I've done as little as 2 and had decent results. 2.5, 3 teaspoons. Usually enough for these smaller barrels. You don't want too much. Definitely don't want to do like anything more than 3. That would be too much. We have 3 teaspoons in each barrel. The other thing I would caution you is to use the same spoon for your rougher grit. Obviously I wash it sometimes, and if you don't have it dedicated in the thing, you don't want to have this spoon go off and do a finer grit later and contaminate the whole batch. So that's a legitimate concern. The thing I do is I text myself what is in each barrel. I label them by letters. You do it numbers, do it any way you want. You don't have to, but that way you can track it back and say, okay, this Cornelian took 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks in stage 1. The Tiger Eye was 5 or 6 weeks, and you can go back and kind of know for next time you're doing the similar material how long it actually took you to get it. This one is a hodgepodge, so because there's so many different minerals, I'd still like to know the total time by the time I'm done with them and then replacing it. So I have a general idea on most of this stuff. That's hard agate stuff. The thing about these Harbor Freight tumblers are they're $69 at the time of this video. A lot of times they'll have a 10% off coupon. If you download the app, join their club, get notified, you can get these for $59. Definitely buy the protection plan. It's anywhere from $10 to $12 in that range, and it gives you 2-year warranty. So if the motor goes bad, if these lids crack right here, there's a nut underneath that, and sometimes they slit, and then you've got grit going through there. Not a huge deal if you're only using them for stage 1, but if you're trying to use it for everything, having this slit in there would be a big deal breaker. We have these buttoned up. We're going to show you the 3-in-1 oil that you want to put and where you want to put it on these Harbor Freight tumblers on the bushings. So these I have on a little 2x4 block to keep them off the ground in case the water gets on the porch. Keeps them from, you know, getting soaked. Just a couple drop here and there. That's all you really need. And same on that side. There you have it. That's all you have to do for stage 1 prep and clean out. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe for more great content. If you do see something you like, let me know. Eventually I'm going to have a website and sell these rocks. So if you're super excited about something, just put a comment on there and I can reach out to you and let you know if there's something that you really have to have. I'm not in love with any of these. I mean, I like them all, but everything's for sale at the right price. So just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day and God bless you. Last thing, so the bigger stuff, it's the same process, just on a larger scale. So nothing changes, the same, the grit, everything else is the same, just more rocks to process. Thanks again. God bless you.